What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Macho Toy Collection. I'm your boy Junior, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about this big boy right here, Marvel Legends Retro Carded Rhino. Stay tuned. So we are back, you guys, and I just wanted to show you a closer look of the box. As you can see here, here's the figure Rhino and all the art designs around it. I just love the size of the box. I mean, when you see it, he does compare it to the size of Rhino. When I think of Rhino, he is a big guy, right? I love it. Let me flip the box over. Right here, here's a little more details of Rhino. I'll give you an origin story of him. I really love it. Let me flip it back again. But yeah, I really don't want to waste the inevitable. I'm going to open up the box and open this big boy up. Stay tuned, you guys. So I opened up the box and I love this figure, you guys. This Rhino is so sick. I mean, he reminds me so much of the animated series, which is amazing because as a collector, that's all I want. Honestly, that is all I want, especially when it comes to this big brute of a villain. You know, I love big brutes in my collection. They just stand out. They really do. They just pop off the shelf. They are eye-gazing, honestly. But yeah, Rhino is a big boy. But how big is he? Let us check it out with the measuring tool. As we can see here, he sits around 8.5 inches by the tip of his horn, which is super awesome, meaning he is a big boy. I mean, a big boy, which is super nice, especially when you consider standing him next to Spider-Man. Let me put him next to him really quick. That is a big difference in height, which is super nice because, you know, I want my figures up to scale when it comes to height differences. I don't want them, you know, all the same height. I want them exactly how they are portrayed as, which is super awesome. So let's talk about Rhino's accessories. Besides Rhino's fisted hands that he comes with, he does also come with additional gripping hands, which is super nice. But they do vary. As you can tell right here, hold on, give me a second. For one, this one on the left, it looks as though you're positioning the hand as if he's holding a weapon, which is super nice. I mean, especially when you are displaying Rhino to where he's holding a gun or something, like holding, you know, people in hostage or something, which is super nice to have for an additional hand. And then right here you have the gripping hand to where he can hold on to, like, say, Spider-Man, for instance, when he's fighting him. Actually, you know what's funny? Let's do that right now. Stay tuned. And we have Rhino holding on to Spider-Man as he's about to give him a 5-knuckle shuffle right to the dome. I really love the fact that he has his grappling accessory hands, especially for those that have, you know, that are collectors that love to display their figures in certain positions, especially in fighting positions. You do want to set them in a certain way, right? So having those grappling accessory hands does help out a lot. And especially with Rhino, considering that he's so huge, I mean, why not have him hold Spider-Man in this type of position, right? It's a must. But yeah, let me take him off and talk more about his accessories. Stay tuned. So let's take a closer look at the gripping hand. We can see that the skin detail texturing paint application is really fantastic on it. I love just the details on it, like the scaliness, like rough skin tone with like cracks and wrinkles, and especially with the fingernails, it looks super gnarly. They are also cracked and just gross, grotesque looking. Just looks super gnarly, like if he hasn't been sanitizing himself. You know, sanitation is #1. Rhino, what you doing, my boy? This is just super nice. I love these small details because it makes Rhino who he is, you know. Let me move on to his secondary head. Stay tuned, you guys. So here's the secondary head sculpt. The facial expression on this head sculpt is more of a mugging type of mood. I really like it, but I mean, honestly, I think I'm just gonna keep the head sculpt that's on Rhino right now. But I mean, yeah, this looks really nice, especially like I said, when you're trying to change moods when displaying, you know, Rhino. As a collector, you can always change the mood, right? Because Rhino is not, he's a simple man. He doesn't really think too much outside the box. That boy's IQ is about like 10, -10, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I really dig this head sculpt. We're gonna get more into the small details on the body sculpt, starting with the head sculpt on the figure, but stay tuned, you guys. So starting off with the head sculpt, looking at it, Rhino's head, I just love how Hasbro did justice to this figure. They were very spot on with the detail when it comes to how he looks, just exactly like the animated series. Let's talk about the small details though when it comes to the head sculpt. Starting with the horn, and how detailed it looks with different paint variations right here. Just like that, different light textures of brown. We have like a darkish, kind of like brownish right here, and then it gets a little lighter as it goes up the tip of the horn, which is super awesome. I love the Rhino eyes on both sides of Rhino's head, which is super cool to see. Let me put his hand down, which is super cool to see. I just really love the fleshy skin tone on the face, as it really stands out in comparison to this gray skin and the horns on the face. I mean, as like you can tell, like the skin tone is so different and it pops out really well. I just really think that the details on this face sculpt look super amazing. You see like the wrinkles underneath his eyes, the wrinkles around his mouth, just great quality details, especially when it comes to I think just this whole figure, when it comes to details, is super nice. So let's just talk about the whole body sculpt in general when it comes to the paint job. I think this figure is very beautiful, especially when it comes to the different shadings throughout the figure. As you can see in certain areas like the chest, the shoulders, the traps, forearms, the back area, just different locations on Rhino with the dark shadings mixed in with the light gray all around the figure. It's super nice. I really love it. I'm just a big fan right now of this figure, you guys. It's so awesome. Just the scaliness too of the figure. I mean, when I think of a Rhino, you know, like it is a very scaly, just thick-skinned animal. And when it comes to Rhino from the animated series, Spider-Man series, right, he looks exactly like this as well, which is so awesome. Oh my god. But yeah, let's talk more about his articulation. Stay tuned, you guys. So let's talk about Rhino's articulation. When it comes to his head, he doesn't have that much mobility. He can only look up and down. Let me see. This is how high he can look up, and this is how low he can look down. to his people that he's fighting. When it comes to his shoulders, he doesn't really even have that much mobility. This boy needs to stretch some more, honestly, and drink some water. When it comes to his rotation for the shoulders, he can go 360, which is super nice. He does come with bicep swivel right here. He comes with he just comes with jointed elbows, pinned jointed elbows, wrist hinge right here, and rotation. When it comes to his abdomen, he does have a crunch, not that much going forward, and he does not go backwards, which is it's okay. He does come with a hula hoop, swivel, which is nice. He's dancing. When it comes to his hips, he does not have that much range in motion. He does have thigh swivel right here. He does come with pinned knees, and then also ankle pivot, which is okay. I mean, you can't really consider Rhino to be mobile, which is, you know, you can't really think of Rhino to be mobile, right, when you think about this figure, honestly. But I mean, I love this figure. I don't really care. There is one more thing, which is the knees. I don't know what it is, but for big guys, especially fat guys, they have weird like knees, which is but it's whatever. I don't care. I will take it. But yeah, that is his articulation. I love this figure overall, but I will tell you more in the concluding video, you guys. Stay tuned. And we are back, you guys. Just a final conclusion about Rhino right here. He's an amazing figure. Honestly, he portrays the animated series Rhino to a T, you guys. Just looking at this figure, great sculpting, great detail, just everything about this figure is so right, and it feels so right. I love this figure, and I swear to God, I have been waiting and holding off on this Rhino for a while. It is kind of pricey, but I mean, he's well worth it. I'm just very happy to have him in my collection, and like I said, I keep adding on to my Spider-Man villain collections because why not? It's so great to just surround Spider-Man with all his villains, and now adding Rhino to the mix makes things even more exciting. I'm very happy that he is in my collection, you guys. But let me know what you guys think about this Marvel Legends retro carded Rhino. Did you like him? Did you not like him? Do you have him in your collection? Let me know down on the comments below how you guys feel about him. And yeah, you guys, until next time, keep it G for life.